Lil, Lil, wake up.
Huh?
I think it's time we had the talk.
What? What time is it?
There comes a time in every young person's life when they have to work their dad's shift at the guard shed while he goes and bets on the goblin ball game.
Yep, it's happening.
You bet it is. You'll meet exciting people.
I'm bringing a basket of baked goods to my family.
You'll get to use the tools of the trade.
You wish to challenge me to ceremonial combat?
And if you get in trouble, just pick up the phone and call one of the official advisors. They're always happy to help.
Wait, you're gonna have everyone I know thrown in jail?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea.
So, think you'll be okay?
Of course, Dad. But if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do things my way.
Before I go and face my destiny, can you spot me a fiver?
This moron doesn't speak for us. Mind if we just leave?
Oh, Lil, do speak up. I can barely hear you over all that racket. Do not admit anyone else today. We're full up to half an hour.
Is it that you don't have it, or that you don't want to give it to me?
Orlando was a real pardon my goblin.
Wait a minute, you're gonna give me, a 12-year-old, the power to rewind time?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea. Try not to do any irreversible damage.
Lil, wake up.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another awesome game show here at IndieX 2023. My name is Patricia, and I'm here today with a full party, actually. With me I have Artiom, Matt, and Adolfo, and we are here to talk about a very cute and awesome game called Lil Guardsman. Hello guys, how are you today?
Hey, how's it going? Hi, Chad.
Hello.
Hello.
So, where are you guys from?
Oh, we're spread out all over the world. So Matt and I are joining from Toronto, Canada. Adolfo, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm joining the call from Chihuahua, Mexico, which is very up in the north in Mexico.
Oh, that's really cool. This is a global project. How fun.
We had folks actually from Colombia, from Brazil working on it. So we're all over the place.
How did you guys even meet?
Very randomly. It was actually, if I can give a shout out to anybody who's a game developer, Work with Indies is amazing. Is our favorite resource. Nathan, if you're watching, randomly, hi. But we met everybody through there. So we met and we talked about the game and we got along about it and joined up.
Oh, that's really, really fun. So, how big is your team at the moment at your studio?
So we're about 8 people. We had some folks join. We as you'll be able to see shortly, we use a lot of voice talent. So we were almost 20 people for like 1 week while we were recording.
Oh, that's so cool, really. So, Lil Guardsman, is this your first project? Your first real big game project for all of you?
Yeah, for a couple of us, I'll let Adolfo talk about his background. I think he outranks us for seniority. But for me personally, yeah, this was our first game project, kind of the release title for Hilltop Studios. Although we're hoping it's not the last one now as we start work on the next game. Matt, you want to talk about your background?
My background, I'm a comedy writer for film and television and theater, a lot of theater. And when I got signed on to write comedy for a video game, my inner nerd just screamed with delight. And I certainly love writing comedy for this medium now.
Okay, Matt, I'm officially a fan. Everyone will be able to see why if they play this game. We will see it shortly. But yes, I'm totally a fan. I had a blast playing this game. And not only me, if you check the chat there are already people saying it's such a funny game, and it is.
Good.
Oh, you brotherfish! Thank you for checking out the demo. We loved seeing people, everybody. Adolfo, what's your background?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a co-founder of a small indie studio here in Chihuahua, Mexico called Lienzo. And so we did three multi-platform games there, which are Hunter's Legacy, Mulaka, and Aztec Forgotten Gods, where I worked as lead developer and game designer. So yeah, this is not my first big project, of course, but it's definitely been a blast working on it and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet it is. So let's take a look at the game so everyone can see what we are talking about and how lovely everything looks. Really good job, guys.
Hanging out in the front.
Are we seeing Lil already? Oh, we are. So, guys, who is responsible for this cute little girl? Any of you?
All of us, in a lot of ways. I do want to give a shout out. They're not on the stream, but Bruno and Hafa were our two kind of primary artists on the game, and they are amazing. They're actually based out of Brazil. So they did all the art inside the game. The original inspiration for Lil is actually based on my daughter. She has a very similar giant pool of hair. She doesn't have red hair, but I was the original concept artist on the game when we were first developing it. So kind of a team effort, and then there's Hamish. I don't know.
What do I give you spoilers? I
don't know.
The names of the characters aren't spoiling anything, but
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, so I can see you guys are totally having so much fun with this game. It will soon be released, right? On Steam, any other
On
platforms?
all consoles, we're expecting across the board. If you want to support us right now, a wish list on Steam is kind of the best way to just keep track of us. But we're expecting we've got coming out just at the start of next year.
Almost then, but you can already play a demo, so everyone that sees this can already try a tiny bit of the game and have a ton of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's still available. We put it up on Steam Fest a couple months ago and have had a lot of people enjoy it, which has been just amazing. And thank you everybody for that. So you can check it out right now.
So, this game is fully voiced, right? So, all 100 characters. Oh my god. That's really a lot. So,
Oh, Dad,
first of all,
I must have been having a nightmare.
what is this game all about? For those who haven't seen it yet?
It's over now.
This game is essentially, I think it was called either by someone on our team or someone on the internet, a child labor simulator, which I always liked. It's really a gate guard simulator. You're Lil, and you're tasked with letting people into the kingdom of the Sprawl. But you can choose to let them in, deny, send them to jail, and basically it's a deduction game to find out who's going to be best for the kingdom, for the story, and it's just a simulator to see what it would be like to have the power of letting someone into the kingdom or not, and crafting the story as you go.
Yeah, and then just the decisions that come from it, being a going rogue 12-year-old or being a very responsible 12-year-old if you want to be in the game. And I think we took a lot of inspiration from Papers, Please, mechanically, not tonally. I think there's a lot of people on YouTube comments point out. And we also took a lot of inspiration from sort of classic adventure games, if you're, not to date myself, but if you're of that generation, so kind of Monkey Island, things like that. Just in general, I think humor and Adventure Time and kind of that sort of writing and visual appearance. So a lot of those things.
Won't we get in trouble?
Actually, guys, Monkey Island was one of the first things I thought about when I played this game because the humor is so spot on, and I was like giggling all the time, like what I do when I play those kind of games. So it brought back a lot of memories, and I was really happy.
Yeah, thank you. That's really sweet. It's been really fun to watch people stream the games. It's one of our favorite things, and to have them like laughing out loud at the jokes. I think it's
it's really fun to see that feedback. And a shout out to fellow writers Jeremy Lapalm and Scott Christian. I would love to take all the credit, but unfortunately I gotta share it with them.
No, they're not here.
Oh,
Just
just
say it.
just me.
This is just our
They don't exist.
Being a castle guardsman.
Dad, someone's coming. What do we do?
And there you go.
So-
You're
Exactly.
Okay. Guess the best way to learn is by
So,
doing.
what's happening?
There's someone
Who wants to tell everyone what's happening right now in the story?
So you're very rudely awoken by your dad, who seems like he's gonna have maybe a more serious conversation with you than he does. But he's very Homer Simpson-esque, so he just wants to go and make a bet on Goblin Ball, and so he's gonna ask you to take over at the guard shed, which starts a lot of adventure. And this is kind of our intro tutorial. You get to meet Miss Abernathy. I don't know. Matt knows almost all the characters by heart. I don't know. What can you tell us about Miss Abernathy?
Ms. Abernathy is pretty much a tutorial level character. She's very plain and boring, just to set the tone of kind of actions and then things you can do when someone arrives at the shed. So there's not much to her, at least not right now, not in the tutorial level. You learn a little bit more about her as the game goes on.
Oh, I didn't knew that. Well, she's already being...
After they state their business,
It's okay. You do want to learn all about the characters in this game. It's that fun.
you can click on them and interrogate.
It was really fun writing the characters, especially people who would show up to the shed, because you're essentially writing, each of these characters has a secret, something to uncover. So while, we come up with ideas for characters, send it to the art team, they send back, an image, a preliminary image of it, and then we just get to create the backstory and the secret that each of these characters has.
I'm inconveniencing you.
Yeah, each character ends up being like a tiny chapter, a tiny adventure of the game, because you can just breeze through it, you can pass it, but sometimes you need to do a bit more. Sometimes, no, every time you need to do a bit more just to get full points. So it's really...
Yeah, I can speak a little bit to that. So for everybody who's kind of watching, behind you, you've got a sort of a board that we're going to introduce shortly that kind of tells you what to do for the day and what to think about the kingdom, or to ignore if you want to. You've got sort of a classic collection of tools that are going to come up in a second. You've got some advisors. Sorry, I've seen the Sheamish joke 10,000 times. I still think it's very funny. I still really like it. Every time it comes up, I enjoy it. I don't know why. It was an early thing that Matt wrote.
One of the earliest jokes, yeah.
So there you can kind of see in the background. Eventually, you're going to pull the levers and decide what to do. But for now, you can explore. I don't know. What would you like to click on, Patricia?
Feeling stuck?
So, I would like to know more about the phone. I mean,
All they'll really give you is their opinion.
what is it for? Because we have a big kit of things that we can use to interact with every character, right? So
The phone is a tool you can use to call one of the royal advisors, who will, I don't want to say guide you, because that's kind of too strong of a direction for them, but they will give you their opinion on the characters showing up. And you got three. You have Lieutenant Stryker, Councilwoman Ash, and Malcolm the Jester. And each of them has a different flavor of advice or direction they want you to take with the character, with their own agenda, with their own kind of hidden agenda, if they want them in or out or whatever.
yeah, and level of seriousness. It's so fun, really.
Yeah, Malcolm's my favorite in the group. But I like a good chaos run in a game. It's just if you can really kind of if you're gonna do it well. Really burn the whole town down.
What's fun with the advisors too, with the phone, is that throughout a day, a shed shift, the advisors kind of sometimes have their own story arc. So if you click on Malcolm for every person, you kind of get a story of what Malcolm is doing in the background that day. Or Councilwoman Ash or Lieutenant Stryker.
Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. It really gets you more replayability in the game, because you probably won't get everything on the first try. I didn't. I have already played the first part a lot, trying to uncover everything. And
guarantee you won't get it. I think Matt did the math. At one point, I think one of the characters has like, how many choices can you make?
Oh, within it was like the combination of tools or actions you could take. I think it was over 60 with each shed character. There's 60 different patterns you can use to uncover. And one of my favorite things to write in this whole game was the end of day scenarios. You get an outcome for what happened to that character. And depending if you let them in while using a certain tool, if you deny them, if you send them to jail, how you denied them. Each character would have maybe 5 or 6 different end of day outcomes to find out where they ended up. Sometimes it was good, sometimes they die. That was just certainly my favorite thing to write.
Yeah, we see one dying at the trailer. I haven't killed anyone yet, I promise. But from what you guys are saying, that is really a lot, because let's be serious here. Like 100 characters, you said like 60 different interactions with the character, 5 different outcomes. That's a lot of writing. That's a lot of voice acting. That's a lot of adventure, actually. Good job, guys.
I always said I felt like a detective because I had notes on the walls with strings attached. If this happens and this happens and that happens, and then piecing that all together was a lot of fun.
Oh, that looks like oh my god, your wall must look like huge, a big mess, because if our choices matter, I don't know if it's in all characters, but at least some of them will have an outcome in the town, I believe. At least that's what the dialogue hints you in that direction. It's a lot. It will be a lot of strings on your wall.
Your sanity. Your choice. You really do have an ability to impact each individual character. You decide their fate. You can kind of interrogate them. And right now you've got the screen for setting up kind of a bit of a mini game inside the game where you power up your tools. So obviously we also had to write it so that depending on who's kind of leveled up each one, or maybe wants to use all of them, that also has an impact. So we set it up to be pretty complicated. But it was fun. It was a really fun challenge, and our game, I think, has a surprising depth, even more beyond than kind of I think we were originally starting with. So I think if you enjoy some elements of talking in games, especially in RPGs, you're actually going to find a lot of good depth with the game, and then you get to kind of explore and see the rest of the world as well.
Yeah, I feel that way. So, who of you wants to talk about our toolkit, our Guardsman toolkit?
Adolfo, do you want to take that one?
Sure, yeah. So you get these 5 different tools, and they all do different stuff. It's usually very hinted, like you can find hints for what you need to use or what would be beneficial for you to do as your next action. But yeah, they provide a lot of flavor and different scenarios for each of the characters. For instance, that one is the truth spray, which usually works in all of them, in all of the characters, but some of them are resistant to it, and you usually can see if it's going to work or not. Or if for instance you meet a very honest character, it's not gonna matter because they're already telling you the truth. So yeah, you get a lot of different surprises really using these tools, which is really fun to discover. For instance, the bullwhip is something you don't usually want to use on a good person, but sometimes it actually works. I remember Edward, who is not a character we have revealed yet, I think, but if you use that one on him, something good actually happens, even though you're you're using violence. But yeah.
We will get the chance to use it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if once we get to the characters, maybe some of the chat can kind of suggest to us what they think we should do with it. Yeah, so there's the Royal Decree. This is kind of the Royal Writ that's written every day. This is a chance to talk to all of your advisors, and there's a lot of, as Matt said, they're worth listening to, but not necessarily trusting every single time. And you can kind of see a little bit of their personalities already coming through. They talk to each other inside the writ. But if you're ever lost, we think it's kind of a pretty good place to go if you're like, oh, what do I think I should do about this character, or is there any suggestions?
Yeah, because the daily bread kind of gives you the outline of the level of what you should do for the right choices. But of course, right choices is very subjective. Is it right for the advisors? Is it right for the kingdom? Is it right for Lil, the individual protagonist? So, right is very subjective in this game.
Yeah, this part actually helps quite a bit because you remember there was something hinting at this situation, but you can't really recall what it was, and you can check there. So it's your noteboard. It's nice. I have used it a few times, so we can interact with the characters.
I already told you.
Besides our go ahead.
No, just this is so this is your opportunity to kind of make decisions. We found it was really fun to cap out your decisions at 3. It also kept Matt from going crazy as they were writing. But you can kind of make 3 decisions about what to do, and then you have to make a decision about whether to let them in, or you could let them in immediately if you kind of feel so compelled. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to. Oh, we can talk with her a moment.
Yeah, we're just getting you introduced to the Wicked.
So
now you can choose to use the Wicked 3000 at any point during a turn. But sometimes
I love his voice. I love his father's voice. Her father's voice. It's really nice.
Who was voicing that?
That was Rodrigo Fernandez Stoll, I believe, a Canadian actor on tons of shows around here. So we're really lucky to get him.
He's been on Star Trek.
A lot of our actors have been on Star Trek.
Yeah, it's kind of a Canadian thing. They shoot a lot of here. Yeah, we get a lot of people who are on Star Trek.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, I totally needed to know that. Nice. Really?
Yeah. And sometimes people are in a really big hurry.
This is a cute game, but this is a very deep game with a lot of voices from Star Trek. Oh, this sells like to everyone I know almost.
Yeah, we were very lucky. We had a really quite all Canadian cast working on this game, and they've been on some really big stuff. They also are just amazing voice talent. So
I think one of our actors was the voice of Fireman Sam.
There you go. Yes, if you were a big Fireman Sam fan.
It's like a Bob the Builder.
Oh, okay. Imagine that. Oh, that's so fun. You guys had a ton of fun, like in every aspect of this game. This is amazing. I mean, this looks really close to a dream job, really.
It really is, honestly. It's really fun to do, and we so appreciate you enjoying the game and trying it out. And it's not always fun to watch somebody play. I know that gets old at any point.
More like I'm being forced to do this.
There you go.
Lil is my favorite, I think, in terms of just attitude. But again, like I said, I think she's so much of my daughter in terms of sentiment and sarcasm. That it's really good.
Yeah, sarcasm is really big on this one. That's really nice.
Gambling.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't need one. Believe me, he does.
He does, yeah. Hamish is really fun too. He's very loving and supportive of Lil, but he's kind of a bit of a. I don't know. Do you want to talk more about Hamish?
I think he's a bit naive, a bit blind to what's really going on, the actual situation. Later on in the game, the very last level in the game is one of my favorite Hamish bits, because he really comes in to the scene not knowing about the final confrontation and just kind of, hey, can I interrupt here? And it's just a really good part for Hamish, because he's been away in the second act for reasons I won't mention.
Yeah,
you have to get there to find out.
There you go.
So, like we were talking about, now we are entering level 1. We just visited the tutorial, so this is the things that we have to pay in mind for the next level, right?
Yeah, there you go. So you've got like a good example from Malcolm. He says, depressed Joker seeks person with funny name. So if you see somebody with a funny name, if you call and pique my interest, there's a cash bonus in it for you. So at the end of the day, you'll see you get a performance review, and as a Lil Guardsman, you get paid for your activities. And it kind of sets you up, but yeah, you got, and then we just have fun
to make your acquaintance, young gate minder.
I
am Tyronius Athanatos, son of Brielle and Darun.
And then there's I will point out, there's an evening held by members of the Mages Guild, so Ash says to give her a call for an escort.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And so we get our first, real character outside of the tutorial. and we know from the guide from the board that we need to call someone, right?
Hosted by the Mages Guild.
Yeah, well,
That's what the
this
Mages
is your first. This is your first one. This is Tyronius.
Tyronius of Thanatos.
What do you want to say about Tyronius, Matt?
Well, I mean, what can you say about Tyronius that you wouldn't say about Jafar or any evil-looking type character? He's has a legitimate reason to enter the Sprawl, the kingdom, but he has nefarious plans for the Sprawl, the game, the story. It's very placid right now. He's the first character you see in the game, the first real shed interaction. So we kind of set up a little bit of his demeanor, his attitude towards Lil. We don't give too much away right now, but
he's an interesting guy. What would you like to do with him? Yeah, this is the thinking moment.
Yeah, I mean, we know we have to call the councilwoman Ash because she told us. And besides that, well, I don't know, maybe ask a little bit more because it seems like you said he has a legitimate reason to enter. So
Usually, one of the turns that's usually never lost is if you just talk to them for the first time. So if you click on the character, they'll sort of say hi to you and kind of tell you a little bit more about their backstory.
Their intro to the story.
Yeah.
And one of the fun parts about writing each of these characters, for each of the interactions in the shed, was that we broke it down to 3 interrogations, reactions, or outcomes from using a tool. But then also, you can use a tool, and then if you interrogate them after that, it's a different line of dialogue. Not always, but sometimes you have to uncover the right combination to get a certain outcome. Use this tool and then a different tool, compared to then if you just use the second one first. So there's a lot of we have over 60 kind of combinations.
that's a lot. And even when talking, you have these 3 things you can do, and sometimes it will have different outcomes. And well,
Yeah. What do you feel with him? Do you trust him? Do you feel kind of teaseful of him? Do you doubt him?
well, we know that he's coming, or at least that someone is coming, like for this. So I guess trust.
Kinder guardsman than I am.
With this reaction to the trust out tease, sometimes it'll affect the character. If you tease them too much, they might leave, or they might attack you, have a game over. But for the most part, it really just speaks to the player. It provides flavor for the player. Are you going to be more trusting of a person? Are you going to be more teasing for a person? And kind of seeing the reaction that comes with that.
Are you telling me that there are game overs in this game? Oh my god!
Choices and
this is
severe consequences.
There's something we really wanted to do was to make it fun to fail. So I think in a lot of RPGs when you're choosing choices, things might not go your way, and then it's kind of game over and you got to reload. And something we really wanted here is that you have a fun fail state, comes on quickly. We want to make it fun to try and just guess and do something really weird with the character. And then there's a mechanic that's introduced later, and it's a big part of the story. That's a time rewind mechanic. So we'll go get back through time and get to make decisions again as she goes.
Yeah, I'd say players shouldn't be afraid to be naughty in this game. Like you should try to do the wrong thing at least once to see what happens, because it's a lot of fun, and game overs are a lot of fun, honestly, in this game.
Oh, challenge accepted. I mean, I'm going to pick the most random and totally wrong thing every time. Oh, challenge.
We've got a solution for every single thing you're willing to do with him right now. We've got Asphodel. Oh, and the chat perfectly capturing the 2 parts of humanity. Asphodel says, trust him. And then it kind of says, kill him. And that's it. Something you'll see with the Wicked is actually that right now, at the beginning of the game, we sort of slow play you in, so you can either admit or deny people. And then later you can jail, and later you can do other things that I'm not going to spoil right now.
Maybe we can mention in the due to your actions, a war breaks out, and so later on you can choose to draft characters or deny them. So it's not about just bringing them in or denying them or jailing them. It's enlisting them into the army, and the combination of who you draft together or deny will lead to the outcome of that day's battle. So
Yeah,
you can
nice.
win the battle or lose the battle if you put the right people together or not.
Oh, rude.
Yeah. Which one are you gonna do? Are you gonna?
Oh, I would like the punch him button, but right now I don't have it because I always trusted him, you know.
No doubt. I mean, it's gonna be the closest you can to saying no to this guy for a
Unquote
second.
festival to have the freedom to use your magic whenever and however you want.
Oh, she's so good. Ah,
Right.
That was. Oh my god, why can't I remember her name right now?
Wait a second, we had so many folks, but she did a great job with Lil. She's she really did the character very, I don't know, just, she hit all the right notes. It sounds great, it's very good. Are you gonna call?
yeah. I'm a little good little guardsman.
Okay, this is the, we often talk about sort of what is it in D&D terms, so you're on the lawful good run. You're on the paladin run, I understand.
Yeah, I always play paladin. Sorry, guys. I told you we were a party. What do you guys play?
Typically, I usually tend to be either a rogue or a bard. I like kind of both supporting characters, so I'm a little bit more mischievous, I think, or warlocks actually. On Baldur's Gate, I've been playing a warlock for a while.
I always tend to go to magic use.
Magic users,
Yeah, always.
Adolfo, are you anybody on the role playing side?
Yeah, I usually go for thief. Similar to rogue.
No one's a fighter. I'm surprised, you know, it's a popular choice.
You guys are really neutral and chaotic, not lawful stuff going on you three guys. So I
wonder what the rest of the team would be at, but yeah, I think we're a little chaotic there. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah. On the first two, I was kind of drifting on my paladin path, but now I'm true to my lawful good path.
Steering back on the road, so on the line. Yeah.
There you go. She's really this is Ash. I don't know about Ash at all.
Councilwoman Ash. She's a mover and shaker in the sprawl. On the chamber. She's part of the political scene in the sprawl, and she knows everybody, has an opinion about everybody. Very stuck up, very hoity-toity. So this kind of stick up his butt mage is very in line with Councilwoman Ash. That's why she says, "Call me when he comes, and then let him in. Don't hinder him."
I love
Sephiroth supporters in chat.
Oh, see, guys, I missed something. I didn't get full score, so.
This is a big thing we always wanted to show players. We want to make it really immediate. I think we're very kind of we like an immediate reaction from the game. So the moment you make a decision about a character, we're going to tell you your character score, so you can do great in the game by getting initially about 2.5 stars to 3 stars. 4 stars, which is kind of a different reward. It's a badge reward. It essentially means you figured out the puzzle, and it may need you to rewind time, or you may want to kind of figure things out. But 3's good though. 3 means you did your job, and we showed you what we could.
And the star ratings are really, again, subjective. It's a star rating for the kingdom, what you follow the writ and all that. But sometimes to find out more information or later on to unlock an area, you have to do the wrong choice, the 1 star. You have to go against the writ. And that unlocks an area. It might affect your overall score, but to really find out something juicy, you got to go against it, and therefore fail.
Believe me, I would love to have him get on.
This is a very deep game, although one would not think that right away,
To set up something that was really easy to pick up. I think we are big fans of cozy games and something you can kind of pick up in the evening and you just want to relax and it's going to tell you a story and you can run through it. And at the same time, we also really wanted players that are going to kind of pick apart the details and go through and I worry about anybody who has to track all the references in the game. Yeah. That seems really scary. I think Matt and Jeremy came up with just an incredible amount of references everywhere where we could put them. So, but yeah, this is, you've now got a bit of a puzzle in front of you. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Oh, look, there are people in the chat saying they are here totally for the villain path run.
Yeah, apparently. This is, usually when you do game design, most people tend to settle into a good path. I think that's kind of fairly proven. But the villain path's usually the more fun one to design. But I was a good shepherd whenever I played Mass Effect. I hate to say it.
One thing we came up with kind of too late to implement into the game was a death count, so that the player could see in real time how many deaths they caused within the whole scope of the game.
Yeah, this is truly kind of an Easter egg, but there was a cut version that we didn't end up implementing. It just felt totally wrong.
It's totally but just for the real, the real weirdos out there, if you wanted to know, so it's all there. You can keep track at home as you're playing because it's
Come on.
people die. But I think the least you could get away with if you played a real straight run, because it inadvertently cost deaths was like 14, and then the most deaths you could cause, I think, was like over 10,000 or something just within the game. So it'll be exciting if you really want to play the villain role.
Lil's decisions have big impact.
Yes.
There's a letter that's intelligible. What did you end up clicking on?
I talked with this lady. I love her, by the way. She's amazing. I love the voice acting. And, well, Lil is hinting at us that we probably should help with the decoding or something.
Horrible penmanship.
This is one of the early decoder puzzles. We really wanted players. I think we've got tools that I think we're hoping, and we've seen with people playing, they kind of get immediately as tools.
Yeah.
But we want to, for the first couple of rounds, we want to sort of encourage you to try them. Use your common sense. I think the game's teaching you how it uses its logic.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so
it's not always so obvious, but on the first level, we say, "Oh, you should try this." As the example.
No, and it's good. It's good game design because you feel like you can use it safely, with an outcome, and you get trained to use it, because there are some people that I'm not going to say who, but there are some people that just hoard and everything up until the end of the game, and you never use it because you don't want to spend it and you are not sure if it's going to do something. And well, here you get the feeling that it's fun to use it, so please don't hoard it. Just use it. Just inspect everyone.
I am very guilty of this as an RPG player. I finished my run throughs with like 1 box of scrolls and then 6 boxes of potions that never end up getting used, which it was always my great shame in every final combat. And we wanted something that was a little bit more kinetic, a little more fun. You don't get into this as much here, but there is a bit of a crystal system on the tools as well. So you can buy more crystals, and then you can also choose either the really good high quality crystals that always guarantee that they work, or you can choose you can use more, but they're the cheap ones that break. And so there's kind of a bit of a fun game to just try and just see which one you like.
With the rewind mechanic introduced later, you don't have to have the fear of, I've used it and it's gone. You can always rewind to save it or use a crystal somewhere else, and to really discover the story that works for you. If you made the wrong decision, you go back and try to make the right one to pass the level, or just find out more flavor about the character.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I've seen this like 4 times already, and I'm still laughing. So I totally get you guys, and I'm really happy that you guys are still laughing about your own game, and it still makes you happy and still makes you giggle every time you see this. So
good luck.
Oh yeah, it's so fun to bring these characters to life, and I think we wanted to tell a story about a big city, but I think we also really wanted to tell a story about kind of the characters in it. Oh, and there's your first perfect run on Denise. You did it. Congratulations. And then you get a little bit of a story about her now, and then you'll get more at the end of it as well.
Yeah, immediate kind of outcome, and then the more final outcome later.
Why have we stopped, Whelp?
It was fun working in kind of a writer's room scenario, because even playing through the game now, while we're doing levels, I'll look at a line and say, whose line was that? Was that mine? Was that Jeremy's? It's kind of fun and Jeremy and I have worked for 20 years together writing comedy, so our styles are very in line, and so sometimes I don't know who wrote the line. It's so similar, it couldn't come from either.
Yes, sir.
oh, that's really sweet. That's really fun. Oh, you guys have a blast doing this.
Now, you child,
Really?
let me pass.
And we've got a few of us have known each other for like 15, 20 years almost, so fun to kind of find something to work on together and then to be able to share it together as well.
Dream,
This is BS. Remember him early as a character.
Bank of the Straw. This guy is literally bad, okay? The other one might have been, depends on who you ask, kinda, but no, this one is straight bad.
Well, that's
Or not, maybe. But it's so nice because the characters are so well drawn, you get feelings right away, you know? And you want to do something about it right away. Oh, I'm having so much fun playing this game, so.
What kind of business do you have at the
I
bank
want to
today,
shout
sir?
out to especially to Hafa, who kind of joined in as the art director on the game later on, and he's just an amazing character designer. I think he just has this immediate life and energy about everybody that you see. You know, because we're a small studio. Is that a Donald Duck hat? It is actually. I'm very
good.
That's
reference number one.
That is a good call out. That is a Donald Duck-esque hat.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, because it's kind of, you can see with the blue coloring. Again, they've got an amazing range, I think, when it comes to just visual references. And there's stuff in there that I still find that I didn't catch the first time we went through. So
one thing I always like looking at in all the shed turns is, and Adolfo, this speaks to you and the kind of programming and the building of it, is that on the screen you can see the characters there. And I always just loved that detail, that the TV screen in Little Shed is projecting the characters.
It's only a deposit.
Great detail.
Yeah, this is that was actually an early implementation between Adolfo and I want to give a shout to Italo actually. The first developer worked on this, kind of led all the initial development on it, and has owned the project from start to finish. But that was something he worked in. Little Easter egg: the TV used to be a tool that you can use. We used to be able to scan ahead. That's right. It was okay. It was early playtest for kind of. It was fun, but not fun enough, I think, compared to all the other tools. So now it shows you what you got there, but wanted to show it off.
And yeah, you see the mouse point to all the visual references, which I always think that was Bruno, right? The locations.
Yeah. And the background, actually, the confiscated pile of weapons in the back. I will, since people are talking about Final Fantasy, I think we can recognize a few of the swords on there, and I'm sure a few other ones.
Yeah,
That's right, yeah, you got it.
So this is a master sword. It would be really bad of me if I didn't notice that. It would be like, and this is the bastard, yeah.
With the Airbender staff as well, because I was just starting to watch Airbender with my kids, so we kept other ones in this one, but that's in there.
So regarding this character, so he made me really mad the first time I talked with him. So I totally thought about the whip, whipping him, and he even suggests that. Oh, poor guy. So I used it. Totally, I was going to on the guy, but then somehow it was the right thing to do.
Instincts are the right way to go.
Yeah, there you go. He mentions blood gold, and you're like, oh, what is this about?
Another fun little tidbit: the tools we talked about for a while, tried to implement it, had a little time event to use them, so you could fail at using them, as kind of a gauge or hit the mark kind of thing. But again, playtesting it just didn't.
Yeah, it was less fun. We wanted to get you to We want you to sort of connect with the character, have fun with them, do whatever you want to do. Go and like indulge them whipping them. Because again, I promise you, often it actually will result more than you think. And then we kind of tell you, okay, here's how it went, and let's keep moving.
From somewhere, isn't that right? You bloody idiot.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir.
I'd like to take a closer look at those gold bars.
And now it's detective in us, I'm so going to get that.
And that's another little thing we put in, sort of when you've made a meaningful decision about the game, you'll get this little badge that says, the scroll overview has been changed by your decisions. So it's a good little indicator of sort of they've made a big giant impact. Yeah. So again, it's always kind of recognizing your impact on the world, your decisions. Again, I think if you're the kind of player who just like enjoys talking in RPGs, in addition to enjoying Papers, Please and enjoying Monkey Island, this is kind of a game for you because it's a lot of talking and understanding people.
And speaking to the depth of it that you mentioned, it was kind of hard to write so many characters, so much dialogue, so much story without finding depth. It really just happened naturally because once we started connecting characters and connecting stories, we found that depth within the writing process. So it wasn't planned, but it certainly was a welcome surprise.
You get a little report card what you did.
Yeah, this one is not going to join us here. We don't need guys that mistreat goblins.
What about this?
There's a story later where you might be able to assist with that if you feel strongly about it. So that was something else we wanted to write into the game. We like traditional fantasy settings. We're big fantasy game fans. We wanted to put our own weird spin on it visually. You've got all these weird retro futurism things in the sprawl that there's a reason they exist. Another one. Look at this perfect around.
I'd say goblins are super important to the main story.
Really big part of it. They're kind of not well treated in the sprawl. Oh, got a phone call.
Oh yeah, I have to pick it up. Sorry.
It's okay. This is Beatrice, who is another big character in the game.
Yep. She's a professor, and she's kind of working down at the dig site, an excavation site for the power. And she creates the chronometer 3000, the time machine Lil uses to go back in time. And essentially she gives it to Lil to kind of be a guinea pig to test it out. Is her kind of impulse to, that's why she gives it to her, but then Lil uses it all the time at the guard shed and for the player satisfaction.
Why, hello there. I have come to the
So-
to participate in capitalism.
It's so fun how you guys talk about everyone. Like you know them, like you were yesterday with them at the coffee shop or something. It's so fun.
Yeah, we really hope. I mean, we've lived with these characters for a couple of years now, so they're very close friends of ours. And we're kind of hoping our players they will be as well. Yeah, Gary Bunches is kind of your inventory guy.
I'm gonna have to see
Opens up
some
a store so
documentation.
you can purchase things out later.
Because we allowed him. We believed in his dream, right? That's why.
His dream of capitalism, yes.
Yes. Kinda. Oh, guys. There's so much to play it in this game. There's so much to learn, to do, to have fun. This is amazing. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of our time, but the game is really... Yeah, already, right?
We could talk about this for days.
Exactly. Every character has a story. It's so much fun. And, well, I would like to ask you guys to use these last few minutes to tell everyone whatever you want. Is there anything that you want to say about this game, about wish listing and play the demo already available of this game and stuff like that? Go.
Yeah, so if you don't take our word for it, I think if you enjoyed any of this, please go ahead and you can check out a full demo on Steam. That's what you've been playing through right now. If you'd like to support us, the best thing you can do is to wish list it on Steam as well. We appreciate it. It's kind of going to be the first channel where you can see everything happening. We're also on Twitter if you want to sort of get up-to-date news at Play Hilltop. And otherwise, thank you for everybody for chatting with us. Asphodel, hi. Thanks in places. And we really hope, if you like Papers, Please, but with a comedy bent, if you like Child Labor Simulator, if you're out there, a YouTube commenter who said this and we thought it was the funniest thing, thank you. Yeah, come work for us. We've got a writing job for you. Just give us a follow. We look forward to releasing the game either at the end of this year or early next year. So the news will be coming out soon. And thank you again for checking us out. Thank you for hosting us, Patricia. I really enjoyed it.
I'm so happy for you guys. You guys seem really fun and really happy about this. And I hope this game is a success because it deserves it's wholesome. It's really a happy game, and I hope everyone gets to enjoy it. Thank you guys for being here with us. I wish you the best, a great success, and well, we hope to see more about Little Guardsman soon in the future. Bye bye. And
Bye.
well,
Thank you.
and well, to
Thank you.
everyone's watching, who is watching us right now, unfortunately, the time is up. Go check this game on Steam. You can already play the demo, so go for it. And stay tuned. There will be some more games today. And well, see you in a bit. Bye bye.
Bye, thank you.
Lil, wake up.
Huh?
I think it's time we had the talk.
What? What time is it?
There comes a time in every young person's life when they have to work their dad's shift at the guard shed while he goes and bets on the goblin ball game.
Yep, it's happening.
You bet it is. You'll meet exciting people.
I'm bringing a basket of baked goods to my family.
You'll get to use the tools of the trade.
You wish to challenge me to ceremonial combat?
And if you get in trouble, just pick up the phone and call one of the official advisors. They're always happy to help.
Wait, you're gonna have everyone I know thrown in jail?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea.
So, think you'll be okay?
Of course, Dad. But if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do things my way.
Before I go and face my destiny, can you spot me a fiver?
This moron doesn't speak for us. Mind if we just leave?
Oh, Lil, do speak up. I can barely hear you over all that racket. Do not admit anyone else today. We're full up, Toff and I.
Is it that you don't have it, or that you don't want to give it to me?
Orlando was a real pardon my goblin.
Wait a minute, you're gonna give me, a 12-year-old, the power to rewind time?
Well, I wasn't going to, but that's a much better idea. Try not to do any irreversible damage.
Lil, wake up.